Hello guys, you're welcome to MathTech channel. Today we'll be solving a very simple and unique question under the change of subject formula. And this is a question we are asked to make x the subject of the formula if y is equal to the square root of 1 minus ax all over 1 plus ax. Now this is a very simple question. Firstly, a quick reminder, this class and this video is actually not for primary school students, nursery school students, but this video is mainly for secondary school students from the junior secondary down to the senior secondary down to the university level. You all are advised to watch this video. Okay, let's go. Having y equal to square root of 1 minus ax all over 1 plus ax. Now, how do we solve this question? Y equal to square root of 1 minus ax all over 1 plus ax. So the challenge that most people might have is that we are having x in the numerator and also in the denominator at the right hand side that is being bounded by the square roots. So firstly, the first step we have to take is that we have to do away with these square roots. This is the square root of this, and how do we do away with the square root so that x can be free from this bondage? Because this square root now stands like a bondage. It holds this x or any value under the square root cannot just leave the square root. So now what do we do? The first step we do is that we add squares to both sides. Now, adding squares to both sides, add square, that is bracket, power of 2 to both sides. Adding square to both sides, we have here to be what? Y square equal to the square root of, put it in brackets, 1 minus ax all over 1 plus ax all square. Now, if you watch continually our video, you will understand why at this point we have to put a bracket here, then before putting the square. So after this process, the next step we take is at the right hand side. You can see that the square root and the square, they don't work, they are not friends. Just like the virus and the antivirus, the square is just like an antivirus to the square root, and also the square root is just like an antivirus to the square. So these two terminate each other, and here we have y squared to be equal to 1 minus ax all over 1 plus ax. Now at this point, we have helped this expression at the right hand side to be flexible. We have helped it, we have freed it from the bondage of the square root. So it means that this right hand side expression can be flexible. It can move to this side and it can also move to this side. Now how do we go about that? Now the next step we take is that, remember, the aim is to make x the subject of the formula. So the next step we take is we cross multiply. Cross multiplying, we have cross multiplying. When we cross multiply, we have, now cross multiplying, this multiplies the denominator. Why? Don't forget, in our video about numbers, we said that all integers are rational numbers. Now there is an invisible one here, and this multiplies this and this multiplies this. So therefore what we have here will be y squared into 1 plus ax equal to, when this multiplies what, it still gives you what? This. And we have 1 minus ax. So this is not compulsory. It's just, there's no need to put that. So just understand, I'm just trying to explain it to us. So at this point, We are getting closer to making a meaning. So look at this now. Our aim is to make what? X the subject formula. So after this, the next step we take is we use the y square to multiply through this bracket. And using the y square to multiply through this bracket, we have what? Y square plus ax y square equal to 1 minus ax. So when we get to this point, the next thing we do now is how we organize this line so that we can make x, we can keep x in a position whereby at the end x can be the subject of the formula. So what is the next step we do? The next step we do is that we take this right hand side that contains minus ax, we move it over to the left hand side. And don't forget that anytime you move a certain value from either the right hand side or from the left hand side, however, if a value crosses the equal to sign, the sign changes. So we move this minus ax down to the left hand side, and now we'll have y squared plus ax y squared plus ax equal to 1. So we can see that at this point we are trying to make sense, and there is a meaning, and there is a sign that yes, at the end of this, x can possibly stand alone. So how do you go about this? Now, looking at this, we can see that axy squared and ax, there is a common terms between them, and the common terms between them is just ax. So we take a simple method called factorizing this common factor, and this is how it goes. We say y squared plus ax into y squared plus 1, and we equate it to what? 1. So we can see that this expression here is same thing as this expression. Ax times y squared gives us axy squared, and ax times 1 gives us what? Ax. So that's simple. So let's go to the next line. What do we do now? Since we have finally had just one x, you know, this line here, we had x here, we had x here. So we are having 2x, but finally we have succeeded in having just one x. So the next step we do is that we move this other variable that is not x down to the other side of the other side, which is the right hand side. So we say ax into y squared plus 1 will be equal to what? 1. Don't forget, when it crosses the equal to sign, the sign changes from positive to what? Negative. This is positive, and changes to negative minus what? Y squared. So at this point we can see, oh, x will finally be alone. But how do we make x be alone at this point? Now we go through dividing both sides. So we can either divide both sides directly by a into y squared plus 1. Dividing both sides by a into y squared plus 1 is easier. So we say dividing both sides into a into y squared plus 1, and dividing both sides by a into y squared plus 1. By a into y squared plus 1. Now dividing both sides by a into y squared plus 1. So here we have ax into y squared plus 1 equal to 1 minus y squared. And here, dividing both sides by a into y squared plus 1, we have a into what? Y squared plus 1. And a into what? Y squared plus 1. Now, it is very easy to divide this numerator by the denominator, because all these are being multiplied. Now, this expression ax into y squared plus 1 is same as saying a times x times y squared plus 1. So it is very easy that we divide this by just cancelling a, and we also cancel y squared and y squared. And now therefore we have that our x will be equal to 1 minus y squared. So there is no common terms in the numerator and the denominator. So our x is therefore equal to a 1 minus y squared all over a to what? Y squared plus 1. So that's all for this video. If you found this video benefiting to you, then you hit the subscribe button below. Thank you so much. I remain Enoban Monday, MathTech.